Hey Alex, good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you too.
Has soccer started?
Yeah, soccer started and it's going good right now. We're doing good.
Awesome. That's great. Um,
Yeah.
have your job and school going all right?
Yeah, jobs keeping me busy and school as well, but everything is going good.
Great. Good for you.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
well, I wanted to check in on your acne because sometimes that the treatment isn't working right, and we don't want our patients to get frustrated because there are a lot of other treatment options. And then we covered a lot in the last visit. And I know you were in a rush and stuff. So I thought we should just have this follow up to check in about the acne and also see if you had any other questions that came up in the last visit that we didn't have a chance to cover.
Um, yeah, I guess I just wanted I want to ask so for all these like questions, do you like give them ask them to all the patients?
Yeah. You mean like the screening questions, like the depression and
Yeah, yeah,
correlation?
that's right.
Mhm. Yeah, we do. They're universal screeners, and it really I'm grateful that we do it that way because that way a lot of our patients have had these experiences and we just don't know. And so by asking everybody, it allows us to have I don't know open the door I guess for our patients to bring topics up that they may not have connected with their things that are happening health wise for them. Um, and we wouldn't know as a doctor, I wouldn't know either that could be impacting your health because and so that's what the screeners allow us to do is I don't know, open that conversation, make us realize or help us realize like what are the other factors that might be impacting our health and how we're feeling.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
was just
even your
my
acne, honestly, like stress has a lot of ways of affecting us. And so even your acne could be aggravated by things that, we just didn't realize. So that's why we ask everybody.
mm. Oh, okay, yeah, got it. And then just one more question. So what do you do if someone checks that they had some of those side effects or just other things?
Yeah. So if like, someone answers like, oh yeah, some of these questions about depression or some of these experiences I have had, if they check the box, is that what you mean?
Right.
Yeah, well, um, I just will ask my patients if they want to talk about it. Um, they may not want to. We also have a lot of resources and we have a behavioral health team that can help our patients over a longer amount of time. Just open the door to see how these experiences might be impacting them and also what strengths they have that they've been using to really be successful in everyday life and productive and help them cope. Um, but for me, it also helps. It can sometimes just validate some of the things that my patients are carrying around with them that again might be impacting everything from like acne to headaches they might be having to anxiety and depression. So I could be like prescribing medications and talking about depression in a different way when there might be something some experience they've had that is directly impacting that physical thing, the acne or the headache or the depression.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm making sense, so feel free to ask more questions.
No, that makes sense. Thank you. I just appreciate you uh uh opening up with all this information.
Yeah, it's kind of like, we screen your vision. And if we find
Yeah.
that there's, your vision's not where you want it to be, we help you get glasses or, refer you to help that you might benefit from and have more of a conversation about it.
got it. Okay, so yeah, it's just like I guess I'm understanding more that this is just really to help me to really understand and all that.
Exactly. So Alex, I noticed that you have some questions about the screeners, and sometimes I some of my patients, when they're curious like that, it's because, they want to talk more about something, or I'm just checking to see if there's something about the screeners that you want to talk about. And if not, that's
Yeah,
fine too.
that I have uh I personally have experienced some of these things, so I just wanted to like connect with you in that way and just kind of see how what I could do for that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing that. Um, I appreciate that. It does help me, help you think through, I hope, help you think through some things to um, maximize your well-being and health. So there, first, I guess I'm sorry that you've gone through things like that. And sometimes for some of my patients, that's really impacting them physically or in their mental well-being. And other times, it's okay. They have some coping skills, like I know you do, and they feel like they're okay, but it's still great to validate that some of these things have happened and that it's hard. So I don't know how you feel about that. Like if this is something that you think you would like some help thinking through, and that maybe you might benefit from some resources. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just something that would help like me think things through.
Partly what we can talk about depends on how what's happened to you is impacting you now. And so sometimes it might manifest as stress or anxiety, or for some of my patients, depression. Physically, things like headaches and pain and things like that. So do you think that any things that have happened to you in the past are, coming out today?
Um, yeah, I would say yeah. I think so. I think
Mhm.
like I still kind of just like get like anxiety and headaches every now and then, but maybe it has to do with also just like the stress, like how you said, of everything that I do in school and work and all that. So
Yeah. Yeah. You're a very busy person. So there's some, sometimes I feel like, it could be, it might sound so obvious, but if we actually think about the key things that keep our stress levels down and can help us manage stress. There are things like simple things like even making sure you eat breakfast every day and have a water bottle with you so you're hydrating yourself. Making sure you go to sleep at a reasonable hour and get 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night. It should be more probably, but for a busy teenager like you, sometimes I'll shoot for 7 or 8 hours. Exercise, which I know you do from soccer.
mhm.
Sometimes athletes, it's a balance between it makes them feel really great, or it's actually adding a lot of stress to them. So I don't know where, you fall on that. And then there are other things that resonate with some people and not with others. Things like practices that I can share with you about mindfulness or meditation, things like that can really help people. But again, it doesn't work for everybody. So do
Right.
the things that that I just listed off resonate for you? Like, oh yeah, you know what, I could do that better, or never. That does not. I would not do that.
No, I think I maybe should be more uh cautious about like drinking more water and eating better in the mornings, especially breakfast. Just because like how you said, I play soccer, so I'm kind of always active, and so maybe I don't uh eat as well as I should and drink as much water as I should, but I think I should just may pay more attention to that. Um, and also I think maybe even some like mindfulness actions would probably work, like to kind of like keep a good state of mind and like everything that I do, to not feel stress or anything like that or overwhelmed. I think that could help me.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever done any mindfulness practices through school, or any of your coaches or anyone introduced that to you?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah. So, even if we focus on two things, so you're not overwhelmed, but like something as simple as like grabbing something for breakfast, even if it's a banana or a granola bar or something like that, because you have a long day ahead of you. And they definitely have shown that breakfast helps students with their learning and performance in schools, because your brain needs the fuel to work. And unfortunately, a lot of teenagers don't eat breakfast because they're not hungry in the morning and stuff. So just grab something that you can put in your body at some point in the morning, to give your brain fuel. And then I can give you some handouts that we have on really quick ways that you can build some mindfulness into your busy day. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is that you obviously have a lot of strengths. So I had meant to ask you, what do you think you already have that helps you, be as successful as you are? Because those are things that you could build off of, and sometimes we're not even aware that they're strengths.
Right. No, I think maybe I'd say I'm a determined individual. Like I like determined to play soccer, to get good grades, and to also have a job right now, and to participate in like in a service club right now. So I don't know if that maybe qualifies, but I think I'm just responsible in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's an amazing superpower that you have. It might be exhausting. So my goal is to give you tools to really make sure you can continue, you know, continue having that strength of yours. So what are the two things, can you remember, that you'll try and incorporate? And I'll give you some handouts about it too, and then we can check in on it in like 2 months or so.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Do you remember what they are?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just to eat better in the mornings. Like grab a banana or something quick, and then also just be mindful and for my own self, or like to not feel overwhelmed and things like that. To like kind
Yeah.
of take time for myself, and a breather and all that.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you some very concrete handouts and if it works for you better, video links, a very brief mindfulness that you can build in to your day.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. No, thank you so much.
Of course, you're doing awesome. We're here to help you. Just make sure you can keep on the path that you have in front of you. And so if it works for you, I would touch base with you in like 2 months or so, again, by telephone, because I know you're so super busy, and just check in and see if these are working for you, or if there are other resources or approaches you might want to try.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Thank you. I really appreciate your help.
Of course, yeah, anytime. And you can come in sooner if you want, if anything pops up. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you.